Gulag, Many Days, Many Lives, takes you inside the brutal system of forced labor concentration camps and internal exile, an institution called the Gulag, to which the Soviet Union subjected millions of its citizens. Gulag prisoners performed dangerous physical labor in the mines, forests, and construction sites of the harshest inhabited climates on Earth. Starvation, food rations, rampant disease and violence from guards as well as other prisoners tormented the Gulag prisoners' daily existence. Soviet authorities found the Gulag a useful tool to neutralize and often physically destroy all real or imagined opposition to the Communist Party's dictatorship. Yet it also served as the main Soviet penal system, punishing the same type of criminals incarcerated in virtually any country. Soviet authorities utilized the Gulag as the key weapon in their battle to rehabilitate or destroy criminals, class enemies, and political opponents once and for all, while simultaneously accomplishing the economic goal of opening remote regions to resource exploitation. Although camps existed from the time of the 1917 Russian Revolution itself, they only became the home to millions of prisoners in the early 1930s under the rule of Joseph Stalin, and they declined precipitously after his death in 1953. Though smaller and more focused on serious criminals, forced labor camps for political prisoners lasted into the late 1980s when reformer Mikhail Gorbachev led the Soviet Union. Soviet dissidents made up an important but small portion of the post-Stalin camp population. The last camp for political prisoners outside of Perm, Russia was closed in 1988 and has since been turned into a historic site and Gulag Museum. In the Stalin era, some 18 million people passed through the prisons and camps of the Gulag, and perhaps another 6 or 7 million were sent into exile. More than 1.5 million prisoners died in the Gulag at the hands of their own government. Even those who survived had their lives destroyed by this brutal institution. In the exhibit that follows, Gulag, Many Days, Many Lives, you will be assigned one former Gulag prisoner to accompany you through your exploration of life in this brutal institution. As you go from section to section, you will learn not only of the general story of this horrific institution, but you will also see the life story and the experiences of this individual unfold before you. After your trip through the exhibit, we invite you on a virtual visit to the Gulag Museum at Perm 36.